All right, shalom, shalom. I'm still GMS. Listen, I'll come back at you. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Next up, double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, taught me the 100% truth of the Bible and who do well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity, man. You know? So I'm just jump right back into it, little part 3. I just read, that, these men, nobody is going to be able to do anything, man, right? I just finished off that video. That man, his wife had to put him under the bed, right? Put him under the bed for when these gang members came in and broke into the house. What did we read? What was that? Verse 16, yep, Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. His nephew got blasted. Nephew ran out of the cupboard, ran out of the closet, got put to death right in front of him and his wife. Their houses shall be spoiled, right? They came in, they broke in, ready to rob, ready to take, right? And their wives ravished. And we know what that means, man, right? We know what that means. We don't have to expound on it too much. I want this video to stay up. But it's talking about who? It's talking about the sinners of the Lord's people, man, right? Which we expounded on, earlier in the lesson. But what? Talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You're the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. You were given the law, right, in the first place, and sin is the transgression of the law. So in order to be a sinner, you have to be a Jake, man. You have to be an Israelite. So the sinners of the Lord's people, these are the things that you're going to have to go through, that you're going to have to eat, right? When when you come against the prophets, when you don't adhere to the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai, when you don't put your best foot forward in pleasing the Lord, these are the times that you have to look forward to, man. Right? The Lord's going to take that pride and haughtiness, right? That arrogancy out, man, of this place, man. It's going to humble a lot of you men and especially you women. Because if the men are going through these things, how much more for you women, man? How are you going to protect yourself? How are you single ladies, independent ladies going to do for yourself? I had another precept, but I'm gonna just jump right to this. Second Ezra's 15. Oh yeah, no, real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and 4, right? And it reads, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem." Jerusalem's a people before it's a place. Talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, right? "And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Right? And that word here for mark is tawa, right? That mark of exemption, that mark exemption from judgment, man. Right? That's going to be put on the people. That's on the people who are sighing and crying, the elect. Right? Lord, when we be a part of that number, right? That 144,000 men who go out there and give over their bodies as a living sacrifice, right? Along with the men, women, and children who sincerely believe, right? And it says, and they're crying out, right? So there again, don't listen to somebody telling you that, you're not supposed to cry out unto the Lord, man. Because you got bug outs out here saying stuff like that. This is verse 5. "And to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite." So anybody that don't have that mark of exemption, the Lord is telling this death angel to smite, to put to death any of those, right, of Jerusalem, right, of Israel, right? Smite them. "Let not your eye spare, neither have pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women." Right? Women were posted both in this precept. So what? Those gang members, right? Those people out there in Haiti, they don't care if you're young, you're old, you're a woman, you're a young woman, young man, old man. If they want it, they're gonna take it, and they're gonna put you down if you're in the way. So they're gonna put you down even if you ain't in the way. We in the same video, the dude was trying to run away. They was getting on somebody else. He tried to run away, and they still got him. This is the Lord's judgment, man. That's coming upon our people. It reads, "But come not near any man upon whom is the mark." and began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Right, so the Lord is starting at His house, man. He's starting. You know what I'm saying? This is all these things happen all over the world. But what? Look at how bad it is out there in Haiti, right? And it's only going to get worse. It reads on, verse 7. Well, no, that's really the point. That's really the point on that. So we can go ahead and jump to Second Ezra, chapter 15, and start at 14. And it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein! Woe to the world, death and destruction to the world and them that dwell therein." Yeah, we're in the world. Yeah, but we're not dwelling in the world, right? We're not seeking the things of the world. We're seeking on things on high. So when people come to us, it says, "Well, woe to the world." Aren't you in the world? But yeah, we have hope and expectation of salvation and deliverance that's going to deliver us out of this woe, out of this death, out of this destruction that the Lord is bringing to the world, right? But those who are fully submersed in the ways of the world, with the world being ran in wickedness, right? They're going to catch this hell. They're going to catch this destruction that's coming. Talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because this destruction is coming for the heathens no matter what. They have no hope. They have no salvation. But if you find yourself hand in hand with the heathen, right, with the wicked, chiefly the so-called white man Esau, Edom, you're going to catch that same destruction with them. Verse 15, the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. What did we just watch? They having gang fights. What's behind their sword? A gun, right? They having gun shootouts in broad daylight. It was recorded. Somebody had enough time in the middle of a gang fight to record it, right? It reads on, and the lady was like, "And why not? Ain't nobody stomping them. Ain't nobody stepping in to intervene. And if they are, they don't have the firepower to step in between these gangs and stop them, right?" Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Sedition among men is what? Inciting, to overthrow the government. What they did that. They shot the president in the head. They assassinated the president. If that's not sedition, I don't know what is. And invading one another, stepping in each other's house and spoiling them for what they got. It reads, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. They don't give a damn about the police. They got armored trucks. Right? They good. They feel like they good. They're ready to go out for it. It reads, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That man that we read in there, he didn't have no power. The course of his action was him hiding under the bed, under clothes, while his son got mowed down and his wife died. You know what? Right? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Now we know that coming over here to America, that's going to be that martial law, right? That police state that Esau Edom is going to put down. But what? That's already happened over there in Haiti. They can't leave their areas because of the gangs. And that's in some part due to Esau Edom because he ain't stepping in to help. These other nations ain't stepping in to help to do nothing about it, right? Well, Esau can easily go over there and with his military might and sort this out. But hey, we know what's up. It reads on, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What the man say about his mom? He said, I can't even call my mom and tell her because she's getting old in age. So she's probably on another side of the city somewhere. Can't get to her son, saying can't get to him. That means son can't get to her. Don't even really know what's going on. She's getting old. She probably don't remember nothing. She probably got an ailment of the mind. You never know what's going on, right? And she's just gonna have to fend for herself. The scripture we just read says, slay utterly old and young, right? So everybody's going to catch it from all angles, man. Save the elect. Lord willing, we're part of that number. It reads verse 18, for because their pride, the city shall be troubled. The Lord said he's going to have that arrogancy to cease, that pride to cease, right? Because the people, especially here in America, man, right? But best believe this word has been preached throughout all the four corners of the earth. So when all these things happen, right, the Lord's going to humble these people real quick, and they're not going to have no way out of it, man. It reads, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That man was shaking; he was trembling. You know what I'm saying? The wife had to take one for the team. I mean, I guess they both still alive, but who wants to live on with what they just went through, right? I guess she hit him so that what? Because he knew that he couldn't do nothing. He was just gonna get put to death anyway. They did what they did to her, and they left her. But look what they left her with. They left both of them with something that they'll never be able to forget. She pregnant. Don't even know if it's his or not, and the chances are it's not. It reads on, and men shall be afraid. So if the men gonna be afraid, the men gonna be in these situations. The men not gonna have no answers. The men not gonna know what to do. How much more for you women? Verse 19: a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. That was a prime example. Had no pity on his neighbor. Right? They all so-called Haitians. They all live in the same place. They all dwell together. But what? It reads on, and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation, because that famine is also coming too. That famine is already over there, right? The famine is coming over here. The famine is coming in various parts of the world, and that's what's going to ratchet up, that spirit of, hey, if you got it and I need it, I'm gonna take it. That's what's that's the spirit that these people are going to be in. And it said, and for great tribulation. So anybody that's out here preaching that there's not going to be any tribulation, that it's going to be an easy cake walk into the kingdom of heaven, right? That the transition is just going to be smooth and easy, right? Is a liar. It's not a man of the Lord. These times are coming, right? And we have to pray that we are part of that number of salvation and deliverance and put on as the elect and do what's pleasing unto the Lord right now while we have a chance, so that when all this hell and destruction break through, that what we'll have the wisdom, knowledge to have wisdom, knowledge, understanding to get through these things, and that the Lord will deliver us, man. Right? I'm gonna get that real quick and close it on out. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to keep us stable in these times. And our salvation is predicated off this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. The fear of the Lord, which is being obedient, we treasure that, right? Because what we know that's the key to our salvation, being obedient to the Lord, doing what's pleasing unto the Lord, right? Getting as much of this wisdom, knowledge, understanding as we can before all hell breaks loose, so that we may be stable and that we may be saved and delivered, man. So with that, I'm going to close it out. Giving peace and love to the elect. Shalom.